when she's turning it
Are you?
We're going up to the mountains. We'll be in Catlinwood Mountains.
Is it both of those or just the one?
Just one. So
Okay.
there my sister belongs to, so she gifted me a week. All right.
We will call the Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting for November 27th, 2023 to order with roll call, please.
David?
Here.
Bill?
Here.
Joyce?
Here.
Becky?
Here.
Ross?
Here.
Andy?
Here.
All is present?
Okay. David, you want to lead us in prayer, please?
Lord, thank you for another wonderful day you provided for us, Lord. And Lord, be with our village tonight with your wonderful hand. And Lord, be with our council, mayor, our law protection, our fire department, Lord. And also with our country tonight, Lord. And Lord, be with all the poor people and be with the ones that need you the most, the sick and the needy. In Jesus' wonderful, wonderful name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. At this time, I'd like to ask for a motion to approve meeting minutes from a meeting held on November 16th, 2023, and that was a council meeting.
You have that motion?
Okay, is there a second?
Yes.
David? Ross?
Yes. Roll call?
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Thank you. Mayor's report, I really don't have anything to report at this time, so we'll skip on to President Pro Tem Andy Drake.
I don't have anything either. We have business tonight to get through, so we'll save comments for committee.
Public comments. This evening, we have Mr. Jacob Keever, and address is 550. 559 And here to talk about street safety. So if you could come up and come close to one of the
Either
microphones,
one.
please.
Hey, Courtney, when I get down to 3 minutes, just do one.
3 minutes.
I know, when I get down to one,
Yeah. I'll be your timer.
yes, thank you. So my name's Jacob, and some of the safety issues is I talked to some of the deputies, and over on Yankeetown Street and where Columbus intersects, there has been a lot of minor accidents since I've last talked to the deputies, but I guess a lot of deputies are worried with the way that the cars come out, with it being driver's side, that there could be a fatal accident at that. Also, another thing is these minor accidents, people are getting out, checking their cars. I was out at around like 5 in the morning taking my mom to dialysis. I saw people out checking their cars. Just risk of other cars that somebody could get hit. So I guess what I'm bringing is we need to think about how to change those intersections, those Y intersections, to make them safer for everyone. And then the next is another Y intersection where you go to East Main and East Columbus, where it goes out here. And basically, I think it needs to be like the one south of town. Like, it would be safer. Too many people, they jump the gun too early, or they blow through that stop sign, or they don't see traffic on Columbus Street. I guess my biggest thing is keeping accidents at a minimum and also keeping people safe in general. And then another issue, which I've been told is partially ODOT related, is the speed limit. Also talking with deputies and living there for a year. The Wingate and Wingate Place North, there's tons of kids out. When it's a warm day, tons of kids out. It's a very family-oriented neighborhood. Not to say any of the other neighborhoods aren't, but I see tenfold the amount of children at play. When I was campaigning, people said, hey, a kid almost got killed years ago. What are you going to do about this? So the deputies and me agree it shouldn't be 25. It should probably be 15, or whatever ODOT thinks is a susceptible way of calming traffic. And then lastly Becky told me that this has already been passed, but it's gotten kind of like worse as like the year's gone with construction, is just continuing the no parking zone that's on Wingate into Wingate Place North, mainly because emergency vehicles just can't get through there. Buses are having a hard time getting through there. 2 cars parked here. At the end, across from the model where the street deadens, there's a dump truck that parks there. It just makes getting things through hard. Like an ambulance came for that person who has that dump truck for their little girl. The owner of the dump truck had to move his dump truck for the ambulance to get through. And just imagine a fire truck. A fire truck's just a little bit bigger than an ambulance. So I don't know how we solve that, where we just send out letters saying, hey, this is going to eventually be a no parking zone on that side of the street. There's only one house that needs to be left built on that side. So I don't know if you could just do signage yet, or if you worry about, you know, them hitting one of those signs. Like, we don't want that, of course. But yeah, it's just one of those problems where all this compasses around making our village a safer place, making sure children have a safe place to play, and making sure that people can be serviced by emergency services. And I'll yield back any time remaining.
You were over your 3 minutes.
Oh, sorry. Oh, I was looking at you. I would have stopped.
Well, no, I think you were more questions, so I was letting you go.
I'll just address some of those issues real quick, Jacob, if I could. You have some really strong points and some things that definitely need looked at. We do have a streets meeting coming up Monday, December the 11th at 6:30. Okay, so I will talk to Tom about some of these issues specifically. I wrote them all down that you brought up. And then at that meeting, maybe we can address them a little more. And maybe even talk to the deputies in the meantime too, to see maybe some of their solutions. And maybe we can come to some sort of plan that evening of the 11th. Does that sound good? Okay.
Thank you.
May
Oh,
I ask a
yes.
question? I'm sorry. Doesn't ODOT set the speed limits? We don't do that, do we?
That's why I brought that up.
They don't ours.
Yeah, they do.
They do?
So from what I understand, yes, ODOT does set speed limits, but if this body put pressure on them, it would help. And then if residents asked and we work with ODOT, then yeah.
Okay.
Because yes, ODOT does make the final decision.
Okay,
That's why I brought up it's an
Okay.
ODOT
Right.
issue.
thank you.
As far as the deputy sheriffs go, have we had an uptick in accidents that you know of? Okay, and that's nights? Second?
Second shift.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. That takes us to executive session, which we do not have this evening. And at this time, President Pro Tem Andy Drake will do our hearing on ordinance.
I'm going to put my Planning Commission Chair hat on just briefly, and we're going to conduct a hearing of ordinance 2023-10, which is a rezoning of certain property. I'm going to open the public hearing. It is 7:09 PM. Does the property owner, who I think is present, or the applicant, I think who also is present, would you like to speak in favor of this? You have an opportunity. It's your. It has, but this is your time if you'd like it. Okay. All right.
Can I just have a, I guess, because the first 2 readings, we weren't even allowed to ask
right.
questions. So I'd just like to really know,
The discussion will happen
After,
this.
after
We'll
the
have
end here.
A discussion.
We will, as council, we will have the opportunity to discuss. We
Okay.
just have to proceed in a very specific order.
okay.
Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to speak against the rezoning application? You have your time now as well. Okay, not hearing any. Going once, going twice, trying to be fair for everybody. No one wishes to speak, and that can be put in the record.
Yep.
So unless there is no other comment from the public, we will go ahead and close the public hearing portion of the meeting at 7:10. So that's 7:10. All right. Is there a motion to move this, motion for passage of the rezoning?
Wait,
Take it to discussion.
To take it to discussion. There will be discussion next.
You have that motion?
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, David.
Joyce, David, roll call. David,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
Becky,
this is to take it to
To
discussion.
discussion.
Yes.
Ross,
Yes.
Andy.
Yes.
Okay, the motion is opened.
All right, so now we have deliberation amongst the council.
Okay, just for clarification, moving it from an R1 to an OIP is what?
It moves from residential designation, which it really shouldn't be today, because it's obviously being used as storage lockers, to an office industrial park designation, which is more along its intended use.
Okay.
It was just never zoned.
That's
It was just never zoned correctly to begin
We're just
with.
talking at the storage
The
units.
storage units,
Okay,
yeah.
great. I just wanted to.
Andy,
Is
will
there
it
any-
be
go
more
ahead,
toward,
David.
for housing, basically, or industrial park?
Say, I'm sorry, could you
Would
repeat
it be
that?
more for industrial park or housing?
It would simply be for use as a storage lockers.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's current storage units there.
Budget storage.
They're
Yeah.
just asking for additional.
Right.
So there's no housing, it's not zoned
Okay.
for residential.
Okay.
Okay. Any other discussion on this? Questions?
I got nothing to add.
Got nothing? Okay. May I have a roll call vote, please? Or, I'm sorry, I should ask for a motion, and then we'll do a roll call vote on it.
And this
So-
would be a motion to approve
Approve
ordinance
20-10,
2023-10.
that's
It's
correct.
an ordinance for the rezoning of property located at 15015 US Highway 62 Southeast for a R1 to an O-IP. This is the third reading. Is there a motion?
Yes.
Second.
That was Ross. Becky?
Roll call.
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes.
Okay, motion's been carried and ordinance has been passed.
You are good.
Congratulations.
Yay. Thanks for going through the
And-
process.
And that closes our hearing this evening on this issue.
Very
We're
good.
closing at 7:13.
I have 7:13, yeah.
Man, we're good.
That's speedy.
All right, that takes us to department reports. Do we have anything from the sheriff's office this evening?
And if you kind of announce your name as well, for those that don't know who you are.
I'm Deputy Bird Bordeaux. I just highlighted some of the points, the bigger points from our incidents. In total, we have about 135 incidents, 1 domestic, 8 commercial alarm drops, 7 EMS medic-related calls, 2 juvenile complaints, 9 suspicious persons, 2 OVI drivers, and 34 traffic stops in total. And then per the crashes, there's about 10 in total per the month.
Do you have any questions?
Has there been any reports lately, being the holiday season, of porch pirates? I know people leave more packages this time of year. Has there been any incidents yet?
I
or-
have not had any per myself. I'm not unsure of anybody else, but per this list, I do not see any in there.
Okay.
So I think we're good on
It's
that.
still a good idea to be careful with your packages, right?
Exactly.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That takes us to law director report. I don't believe we have him.
There is no,
Village administrator, Mr. Byrne.
Thank you, Mayor Darlington, members of council. I really don't have a lot to talk about tonight, but I'd be pleased to answer any questions that council might have for me. I love this place.
I think we covered everything in our meeting.
Sarcasm.
I don't have a thing.
All righty, thank you.
Must be the holiday season, right?
Yeah.
Hello.
Zoning and building, we Don't have anything for Mr. Hale, do we?
No.
Nope.
That takes us to you, fiscal officer.
That'd be me.
That would be
I
you.
don't have anything unless council has anything. As a reminder, this is my busy time, so it's not really the wonderful time of the year that Tom gets to have. This is usually my busiest time of the year.
Are you going to be the Grinch?
I am. I kind of feel grinchy. So I am going to be doing some trainings, as you all know. I think I reported that in the last council meeting. I've got year-end stuff that I have to get prepared, and then for budget, we'll have our third reading. Was it December the 11th? And then budget will be placed into UAN. So I don't have any additional items. I think Andy will have some for his finance, but I think he may have addressed that already at our last meeting. But if there are no questions from council, or the mayor, I would ask for, a motion to approve the appropriation status report, the revenue status report, the receipt listing report, the payment listing report, comparison of budget and appropriated report, the cash summary report, and the 2 reader reports that you have.
You got that motion?
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
David, Andy,
Roll call?
Bill,
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes?
David?
Yes.
Okay, and if I could circulate this around and capture your signatures, that would be great.
Anything else?
And I have no other report.
Okay. That takes us to our committee reports. Finance, Mr. Drake?
We haven't obviously met since our 2 work sessions. The first was on November the 10th, and the other one was on November the 15th. So that was our primary focus for the last period here, working on budget and getting that wrapped up. So hopefully we get that taken care of. Our next meeting will be on December the 6th at 2:30, where we will be taking care of year-end business, which is always a good time. So look forward to seeing everybody there.
Okey-doke. Pleasant Township, David.
We don't have a meeting till December.
Alrighty. Squad, Joyce.
Squad meeting is going to be December 13th.
All right. Fire, Ross.
Our next meeting is this coming Thursday at 8 o'clock, 11:30.
All right. Water, wastewater, Joyce.
We had a meeting this evening before the council meeting. We went over a lot of year-end items. We did have some emergencies come up that were a little costly. We had the emergency fund for that. I'm trying to look over my notes here. One thing I would like to say, just to kind of, we're not going to be meeting in December for water, it's the week after Christmas, so I don't think we're going to be meeting then. Some of the accomplishments that I would like to focus in on are the meters replaced. We discussed this in meeting as well. In the last 2 years, we have updated and/or replaced almost all of the meters in the village. That's huge. We should be very, very happy as a council and as village residents to know that we were able to accomplish that. We have less than 5 meters left to replace. Hopefully, we'll be able to get on that after the first of the year. I don't think it's going to get done by the end of the year. I think we have discussed the plan that we have to move forward with that. Hydrants, we should feel pretty good about all of our hydrants. A lot of them going into the year had trash bags over them. They were out of commission. So with the help of Chief Taylor, we now have all fire hydrants in working order. Now, that being said, there are still a few that have some leaks. That can be taken care of. But I also think that kudos to the village, Tom and his staff, for being able to accomplish all of that as well. That's all I have for water. We just pretty much wanted to target on most of the accomplishments we've had. And I will yield my time back.
Street, Becky.
As I mentioned earlier, our next meeting will be Monday, December the 11th at 6:30. I do want to remind residents and businesses that the streets will be closed this Saturday afternoon, and it will go through probably about 9 p.m. Saturday. The main drag that we normally close off. And we will be also having our parade on the street, and that will be, the streets will not be blocked, but you may see some no parking during certain hours. That's so we can make the curves when we're turning streets with some big vehicles, possibly floats. So if you see one of those on your road and it says, you know, no parking from 6 to 8 p.m., it's a very short span of time, and just please try to take note of that, and then the parade will go off without a hitch. So that's all I have.
All right. Parks and Rec.
Oh, okay. As our next meeting will be Monday, December the 11th at 6 o'clock. I think I reported last week that we have a new bench that is going to be installed soon. The American Legion did purchase another bench, and we have a few more spaces left for other benches if anyone wants to purchase a memorial bench or a bench promoting their business, or just maybe just with their family name on it. It doesn't have to be for any specific reason. We do have room for several more of those out at the park. We can put them at the ball diamonds and around the walking path and things. Let's see here. We do have, as I reported last week, still, knock on wood, we are scheduled for the first week of December, which is next week, for possibly getting those 3 bays of swing sets installed at the park. So we're really excited about that. When that happens, you know, we'll go out there and get them all installed, and I'm sure we'll have some sort of a little ceremony that I'll let everybody know about. And I think for parks right now, that's all I have.
All right, thank you. Record of retention, Andy.
We haven't met since the last meeting. However, we will meet this Friday at 8 a.m.
They'll be busting down the doors to help you.
Oh, yeah. You know it.
Nuisance and abatement, Joyce.
We did not meet tonight, and there will not be a meeting in December either. Nuisance is pretty well caught up for the year, but I do want to recap a couple of things. I can't thank the volunteers on the committee and the Nazarene Church and anyone else in the village that stepped up to help us with our spring cleaning weekend, and the one that we had in October, I believe it was, that Tom and I think Andy and Bill and Dave and Craig kind of pitched in and helped with people taking stuff out to the dump. We opened it up on a Saturday. One thing I would like to say that we have noticed an uptick of are people parking in yards. You can't park in the yard. If you live in the village, you just can't park in the yard, either on the street or in a driveway. I have gotten a couple of complaints, again, of some repeat violators that we're gonna have to address. And I don't wanna do that in December, but I think we're gonna have to, because especially when the snow starts flying and stuff. So Courtney and I will be getting together on the phone calls that were made and see what else we need to do to address some of those. We've extended some grace to some people because of family emergencies and such. So, you know, we're not going to kick somebody where they're down, but we do have some other issues that we are working on. If anybody has anything for nuisance, you can reach out to Village Hall. They know how to get a hold of me. And that's all I have.
I want to make a compliment. Working with Joyce this year, she's a hard worker. I know I was in charge of this one time. It's not an easy job, and she did an excellent job this year. Just want to say that.
Thanks, David. It was a pleasure working with you as well.
All right, safety block watch, Bill.
We had our regular meeting last week. We talked predominantly about the sheriff's contract. We got several ideas we want to talk about. For instance, keeping of a regular logbook, writing citations on the village ordinance, circumstances around mutual aid, service levels and coverage. We need to have a working session with the sheriff on each one of those stuff. And that's what we got.
And when's your next meeting?
Well, if it happens, and I'm assuming it probably will,
People should just watch the website.
yeah, we just watched the website, but it's going to be December 5th.
All right, thank you. Planning, Andy.
We have not met, and tentatively, we would be meeting December the 26th, which I'm pretty sure we're not going to be meeting the day after Christmas, but, yeah, look, watch the website, but let's go ahead and say that we're probably going to call that one, so.
Very good.
No other business before the committee other than this.
Can I just send a reminder, tomorrow's meeting is canceled?
Yes, oh, tomorrow's meeting is in fact canceled, yeah.
Zoning, Becky.
Nothing. Nothing scheduled.
And tree beautifications, Becky.
I'm trying to see the next meeting date. It's always the first Thursday, right?
Second Thursday
Second Thursday?
Yep.
Okay, so that would be the 14th.
at 1 PM.
Number 14th at 1. Okay. Our next tree meeting right now is scheduled for December the 14th at 1 o'clock. I know today the guys went and picked up a tree, right?
We have a tree, yes.
Okay, so we have a type of a fir, spruce. Okay, so Christmas tree looking tree that we're gonna plant again out front. And we have confirmed that with the tree guy, that this is a good time of year to plant trees. So we're gonna plant that tree again, and we're gonna really treat it with kid gloves, and hopefully that our yard is not cursed, and it will take, growth and be a great tree. So that's getting ready to happen. I guess I don't have anything else other than that.
All right. That will take us to ordinances and
Yes.
resolutions.
All right, so both of these are on the second reading. The first one is ordinance 2023-11, an ordinance to make appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures for the Village of Mount Sterling for the state of Ohio during the fiscal year ending December 31st, 2024. This would be on the second reading.
Okay, is there a motion?
You have that motion?
Second?
I'll second.
Joyce and Bill.
Okay.
Roll call?
Joyce?
Yes.
Becky?
No.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes?
David?
Yes.
And Bill?
Yes.
Okay, second motion or second reading has passed.
Okay.
All right, the next and final piece of legislation for tonight is Resolution 2023-07, a resolution authorizing Marcy Darlington or her designee to enter into an agreement with Rumpke Waste Services for the village's solid waste collection and disposal.
Second reading, is there a motion?
Yeah, that motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Yes.
Is that
I heard two. Ross?
Ross? Okay, yeah.
All right, David, Ross?
Yep. Roll
Okay,
call?
sorry, Becky?
Yes.
Ross?
Yes.
Andy?
Yes?
David?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
And Joyce?
Yes.
Okay, motion has been passed on the second reading.
All right, that takes us to roundtable. Do we have anything?
Well, I gotta bring up, 3 losses to Michigan don't set good with me. And it cost me my locks. I had a bet. I would cut the locks. I'd had them hanged all summer while they're gone. And I want to reach out. I know my brother watches on YouTube. Class of 76. I just want to wish him a happy birthday today.
Fantastic.
Birthday, John.
Yeah, happy birthday, John. I have some things when it's done. First of all, I would like to say to you and your family our condolences in the loss of your mother.
Thank you.
Second, I would like to say thank you to the Village of Mount Sterling for your confidence in the ones that you have voted for and put into a seat again for the next 4 years. And I want to thank the village for all of their support during all of the events that we have. I know Becky works very hard on these events along with Chamber, and we appreciate all that they do. And Happy New Year and Merry Christmas if we don't meet again.
We should probably have one
We've
more.
got at least
Are
one
we
more.
gonna want one
more.
more?
We
Okay,
got one
never-
more.
Never mind.
One
Happy
more.
birthday, John. David, you look very distinguished, by the way.
Yeah. I gotta wear my red nose yet, so.
I have a few things.
Yes.
Okay. First, just going back to last weekend, I want to thank everyone who helped with the community Thanksgiving appreciation dinner that we hosted from the American Legion. We had a great turnout in-house and carry-out orders. I want to thank the American Legion, the Women's Auxiliary, the business owners, the Chamber of Commerce, and all the business owners that stepped up and donated and cooked and cleaned. And I also personally want to thank, doing a lot of these events, I always preach that we need to lead by example. We need to be present at these events, us as the leaders of our community. I want to thank Misty, and Courtney, Andy, Mick in our audience came out and helped, Tom, and so many others. But it was heartwarming that just that many people from this building alone, stepped up and helped. So I appreciate that, and that's what our community needs. Our community needs less negativity. I wish we could just eradicate Facebook. The negativity on Facebook is unacceptable and disgusting, and I hope that this community, the holidays, can bring us together, and every year, we just show what a small community can really be like if we work at it and we use all of our energy towards helping, volunteering, and being, just trying to make this community strong. And with that said, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. I want to thank, I know George and Joe were out today putting up the Christmas flags. They look really nice. And they went and picked up our Christmas tree. I know Jeff was up hanging lights at the gazebo and is getting ready to spray the turkey out there, turn him into Frosty in the next couple of days. Goes from that bright orange to, a white, which is a trick. All the people in the community that come together. This weekend is our annual Christmas in the Village. And last week at our meeting, I told you about all the great things happening. Again, go to Mount Sterling, Ohio, Chamber of Commerce, and hit the event page, and you can see everything. I know Barbie has a list of all the events, and there's so many free things for the kids to do, and so many fun things for the adults to do. There's a chili cook-off next door at the bar. Show off your chili and take an entry over there. Have a drink while you're there. It's a beautiful bar, and they've extended. The food is great. We just really appreciate the support of the small businesses and your patience when we do block the streets for a day and once a year for 3 or 4 days. We really appreciate your patience. And the negativity that comes, it's frustrating, it's discouraging, but there are so many more positive comments that come. So instead of giving, credence to the dozen people that want to be negative, let's think about the hundreds of people, and children especially, that look forward to these events. So I'm just really excited. This weekend it's from 4 to 8 p.m. There's an illuminated parade at 7. We meet at the community center, and I'm encouraging anyone and everyone that can come, please come. Bring your tractor, bring your truck, I saw a boat pulled in it one year. Bring anything you can, and come get in our parade and show the kids what, the magic of Christmas is all about. Santa Claus will be there, so you need to be there too. So that's all I have.
Becky brought up good points. There's nothing more than watching those kids. They're all excited, jumping up and down. Because I remember one year I introduced Santa Claus. He might as well have Elvis Presley. They was so excited. And if you want to get the Christmas spirit, watch those little ones. Dykes just jumping, and it's well worth seeing.
Anyone else? I just have 2 things. One, I'm doing a small fundraiser for the Parks Department. I got a remote control Beetle car that I thought was going to be about this big, and I was going to give it to one of my grandkids. Well, it's like this big. Can't do that. So we're going to auction it off along with some Beatles paraphernalia.
Cool.
So you can get Beatles. If you buy a raffle ticket, you might have something for the kid and something for yourself.
And that will be available at Christmas in the Village.
Yeah, and Misty's gonna have tickets, so
Okay.
they're $1 and,
That's great.
6 tickets for 5, and we'll draw December 15th.
Okay.
Can they take a magical mystery tour then?
Can we take a question, comment?
Yes.
I just need a minute. I am co-leader of the Girl Scout troop here.
Can you come up to the microphone, please?
No one can hear you at home if you don't.
And if you can announce your name and.
I'm Kathy Carson. I'm co-leader of our local Girl Scout troop. We are working on our democracy badge. And we would like to take some of the council's time at the next council meeting on December 11th to bring our troop in to be part of a meeting, so they can earn their badge, but they need to be here, and this is the level of government we chose to
Nice.
That sounds awesome.
have them to.
That's
so.
great.
Right.
And my, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and thank you to the Youth League. Kathy's president of the Youth League, and they are putting out our illuminated lights again this year. They did last year, and that always makes it really nice and pretty up and down London Street.
Thank you for that. So lastly, for me, we had our Thanksgiving yesterday, and my 3-year-old grandson told me his first joke. Where do horses live? In the neighborhood. So if there's nothing else, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Sounds an awful lot like an early dad
That's
joke.
great.
I love it. Get them started early.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Shelley was down in Amish country.
Glad to meet you.